So hi, one of the Good Noise Podcast here with Idle Threat. We're going to ask them some questions today. I'm going to start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
Hmm. I can talk about what inspired us to start the band. It was really just a love for music, and it started off uh, just like a twinkling of a dream in me and our drummer's eyes, because we met in high school and we always wanted to start a band, but it never became real until we met Ernie. And then once we met Ernie, all three of us, we had the same goals in mind as a band, and we started, and it's just taken off from there. But as far as the name goes, that was actually Ernie who came up with the name. So,
Yeah. Well, so it's been a while since I had to think about why we even came up with that. I know we had thrown around like several different ideas, uh, and just nothing sounded cool or a lot of things that we had sounded better as like an album name or something like that. But we really wanted to try to come up with something that we felt like fit our sound. And I think we quickly realized that that's like kind of impossible. You just sort of kind of create your sound and then the name kind of associates with it. So um, if I remember really the way that I thought of it was there's a particular verse in I think it's like a 68 song or something. Um, and I'm going to butcher this because it's been a while since I even listened to that, but it was like, uh, idle hands the devil's cup or something like that, and then that got me thinking about like the saying or maybe even be a piece of scripture, but about how like idle hands are sort of the devil's whatever. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just got that word idle was in my head over and over and over again. And so yeah, I think it was honestly as simple as just like looking up different names that may already exist. And Idle Threat didn't seemingly exist, at least we thought. And so we just kind of went with it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick. All right. So, congrats on your newest release, Nothing is Broken for Good. How do you feel about the response to the singles so far?
Since it's
I
not
feel
out.
very excited.
Yeah, it's not out, but the
Yeah.
singles, yeah.
The
The
singles,
singles.
yeah. I feel very excited. It feels good just to have them out. It's been such a long time coming for us for this record. So honestly, even if no one liked it, it still would have felt great just to put it out. But it feels even better that people really like the singles. So
Oh,
Yeah. We definitely feel like these songs are, yeah, what like Zeke said, we've been sitting on them for a while. We've actually had them done for like over a year. And so having to be like patient with the process and I don't know, it feels good to feel like it's paying off. People seem to dig them and we like them. So I guess that's really what matters most. But it also feels good to know that like other people support them too.
That's good to hear.
mhm.
So is there any backstory behind the EP name?
yeah, Ernie, do you want to take that one? You can do
Yeah. So I guess oftentimes I come up with the names and I sort of, with this name in particular, uh, it was going to be a much longer title. Um, the EP was going to be called Nothing Lasts Forever, Nothing is Broken for Good. And just kind of all of that be thrown in there. But as we were writing through the songs, uh, sort of the theme of hope and sort of temporal suffering. Nothing is broken for good. You know, like that's it. Just kind of came to me a couple different ideas of whether or not we may be suffering with something right now, but even that isn't going to last forever. And uh, yeah, there's always something to be you know fixed. Things that are broken can be fixed, and I really believe that. So that's what the record is about.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Awesome. So, what was your writing process like for this record?
Our writing process is kind of I mean, it's kind of similar the way we do it for every record. Even though we don't have a huge catalog out, but usually it's me and Ernie getting together, coming up with like riffs and lyrics and melodies and stuff, and just getting like the skeleton of the song together. And then we'll all get together as a full band with JJ, and we'll work out all of our parts until we're satisfied. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it happens real quick, but that's how it works usually.
Okay. Oh,
Alright.
super.
So is there a song on the record that took like a long time to write? Like what song took longest to write?
Wow. So I would probably say the last song
Yeah.
on the record. It's called Ungrateful. I think the reason for that was, so the song is about like, not wanting to spend your whole life having stuff cool and bad, whatever it might be, happen to you, and getting to the very end of your life and realizing that you haven't been grateful for that life that you've been given. And so the struggle we found, I'd say more than anything, was the lyrics and trying to come up with something that didn't come across as like cheesy or, too bright-eyed, like something that like maybe like a middle schooler might have an outlook on life. Like we feel like it's important to talk about things that are hopeful, but it can be very easy to like turn that into something that's a little cheesy, a little sing-songy, and that was ultimately the biggest obstacle we had. But I think we did it. I think we overcame that, and it was, I'm not sure, I think it was the second to last song we wrote for the record, but we definitely took our time with that one.
So from like start to finish, how long did that take to come together then?
That song or the whole record?
The song, yeah.
Oh man. That song, I mean, it really started with the beginning riff is something that we had used for a long time. Like I think we started using that riff in 2017 as like an intro. Yeah, we would play that at the beginning of our sets on tour. It's just like a weird intro riff, and then we go straight into another song. And then eventually we were like, man, that riff's really good. We should write a song with that. And so I guess the songwriting started in 2017 and didn't finish until right before the studio. So we took our time with it. It took a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, we even came up with some of it like in the studio. So
we did. That's right. I forgot about that.
some of the lead guitar stuff and melodies,
even lyrics.
Yeah,
even lyrics.
the
We wrote
lyrics
lyrics in the studio.
in the studio. So
Wow. So it was like a non-stop process of just improving and tweaking the song.
We worked until the final minute on that song. Literally,
Wow.
I wrote lyrics for that song in the vocal booth.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you prefer writing songs like that where you take a very long time to just finish a song, where you tweak it and fix it wherever you want? Or do you prefer setting a time, like I want to have it done by this date?
I think we have to end up doing a little bit of both to ourselves. We definitely, I think historically we prefer to take our time with it, but with this record we did also put a timestamp on ourselves. We eventually reached a point where we were like, all right, that's it. Like if we keep just sitting here and tweaking, we're going to tweak forever. So let's put a date. I think we actually booked the studio time before we were done writing on purpose.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, that's one way to keep yourself from nitpicking.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. So where was your headspace while writing the EP?
thanks. So there's the record before this is called Grown Tired, and I think when we got together to write this bunch of songs, we usually, before we write any record, we kind of talk through that question, like where are we in our lives? How do we feel about what we just kind of finished wrapping up with the last record? Are we still at that point? And so Grown Tired is sort of a record of, I don't know, it's a negative view of faith, of the church, kind of a lot of distaste that we had in our mouths about those things, and thankfully, like, we're no longer in that spot of, kind of apathy. And yeah, we just talked about, like, okay, so where are we now? And I think our headspace just was more positive in general. We really felt like we were both, as the main songwriter lyricists, we just happened to be in the same spot still, with things are looking up. Hope is worth fighting for. And yeah, I don't know, Zeke, what do you think? Was that pretty much
Yeah.
where we were, right?
Yeah, I think it's summed up. Personally, I think our headspace is summed up in the name for the record. I think the name for the record is really great. Nothing is broken for good. Basically saying that, like, nothing is arbitrary. Even the hard seasons, even the dark seasons that we go through, where we were at when we were writing this, is that we were able to look back on that hard season of doubt that we went through and almost in a way be thankful for it because of where we're at now in our faith and in our walks and in our lives. Just seeing how even those things can be used for good. And so the name for the record being called Nothing is Broken for Good is kind of just our belief that nothing is arbitrary, that everything has a reason. And in that belief, there's a lot of hope.
All right.
Wow. All right.
I like that.
Mhm.
So what band or artist influences do you think you can hear the most on this record?
I don't know. Ernie, does one come to mind for you initially?
Yeah, that one's always a tough question, because whenever I write, I don't. I feel like some bands like immerse themselves in a particular band for a while and draw influence, but I kind of don't do that, and I try not to actually listen to a ton of music while we're writing, so that way I don't, like, accidentally rip somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
But what I get told we sound like, and I can kind of hear it at points on this record, would probably be the band Microwave.
Okay.
Yeah, and then probably As Cities Burn. Those
Yeah.
are the top two that I
That one.
probably hear the most.
Mhm.
I would agree with that.
All right. Solid. So, while listening to the album, is there a certain feeling you want your listeners to have? Or EP, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I know what you meant. You're good. Yeah, I would say I would. My hope would be that they would feel hope.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the short answer, but definitely feel like whatever you're going through right now, whether it be something good or something bad, just take a step back and, like, view it from the lens of, like, is this going to be the rest of my life? And in the moment, especially in the negative periods of our life, we might think that yes, that is going to go on forever. But I hope when they listen to our record, they will be able to realize that that moment's going to pass and there's much better things ahead.
Yeah.
Wow. The album is so hopeful. I'm so, like, the name and then your headspace, like, I don't know. It makes me happy. That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So how did you guys choose the opener and closer for the record? Did you write it that way? Did it fall that way?
Actually, so that initial idea was something I came up with, and I brought it to Ernie. And I remember this is actually a battle that we had. I wanted it to be like one cohesive song.
Mm-hmm.
We like fought over it a little while, and then Ernie had the idea. It was like, okay, well, what if we split these and made them like end the record and begin the record? And I remember being like, all right, dang, that's a good idea. We should do that. And so, so the first song is called Nothing Lasts Forever. And it's kind of like, it starts from a place of brokenness. It starts from a place of tragedy. It starts from a place of apathy. But at the end, it ends with nothing is broken for good. And it ends with this place of like, okay, yeah, there are some fires. There are some things that you have to walk through in life. But those things don't last forever. And there's hope even in the temporal life that we inhabit now, but there's also hope in eternity after that. And so, that song was initially supposed to be just one cohesive song. but then we decided to split it up and kind of write almost like opposing lyrics.
Mhm.
So that way the record's kind of like a journey into hope.
Yeah, yeah, a conclusive, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So, where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Whoa. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Well, hopefully still together.
Yeah.
Hopefully still going. I mean, we're just getting started, with tooth and nail. Obviously with like COVID and stuff like that, we don't even really know like what next year will look like. Hopefully there's more activity, but yeah, all we know really is in the next year we're going to have a full length album. We're in the process of writing that now.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I don't really know if I can speak much to 5 years from now. The goal is to still be doing this and, be putting out really good records and at least stuff that we love and adapting, changing to where we are in our lives. But definitely within the next year, we'll be writing some more stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, exciting.
Exciting, yeah.
So for the last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music and go straight to death row. So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Don't forget the drink.
Last meal. Oh. Man,
Yeah.
I would have to say I think recently a food that has become like my favorite is wings. I love
Mhm.
wings, especially just like a good like medium like buffalo wings. Especially in this place called Brother Z's in Nashville. So I would say Brother Z's wings with a Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
All right, solid.
Okay. Mine is, I would like to say like something cool, like, some sort of other culture food, but I mean, fried chicken is like the best thing ever made. So
That's fair, that's fair.
I would probably say, we have Nashville hot chicken and it's really good. But I don't know that I would want that to be my last thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say in general fried chicken, but I will be more specific on the drink. So
Okay.
the best soda I've ever had it was a vanilla cream Dr. Pepper. And not to be confused with the cream soda Dr. Pepper that
Mhm.
is like made a comeback recently. Like it's still good too, but there was the summer limited edition summer vanilla cream Dr. Pepper, and it was the best thing I've ever had. Because Dr. Pepper is already good, right? 23 flavors,
Mhm.
but why not have one more?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I would definitely say that. And it was so good. In fact, I wrote Dr. Pepper an email and asked them if they would sell me some directly whenever they took it off the shelf.
Oh yeah. You should start a
Iconic.
petition to try and get it back. I'm pretty sure people miss it.
I hope so. It was so good.
All right. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
we
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we lost you.
So Lord of the Rings is
Ooh.
really like great and all, but it seems kind of scary.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe I would go with no, I'm gonna stick with Lord of the Rings.
Lord
Yeah,
of the Rings. All right.
Yeah.
Would you do like a Hobbit or like?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember all the other things, but
I'm only 5'4", so I'd have to be a hobbit.
all right, that's fair. That's fair.
I said Middle Earth, the Shire.
Oh wow, you both
Oh yeah,
wonderful.
All right.
Yeah.
definitely.
You'll have to see it.
Awesome.
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to has said the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Red.
Red? Any specific shade?
I really enjoy I guess like a maroon, but
Ooh.
honestly any red. I love red.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Dr.
That's
Pepper
fair.
red's pretty great.
That is a good color. Yeah,
Dr. Pepper Red.
Yeah.
we're really trying to go for a endorsement here from Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Bro,
one
go
of these
for it.
days.
Get it.
I would say purple.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Good
purple's
one.
my favorite.
Any specific
A specific shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like more on the think less Barney purple, like that darker purple, and more on the pastel side of things.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Um,
pastels.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, Nothing is Broken for Good comes out this Friday, August 21st on Tooth and Nail Records. We just made a King of the Hill promo video that you should go watch on our Instagram. And just follow our socials. That'd be great.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Idle Threat, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.